So many teams, so many ambitions. There is certainly a heightened sense of urgency here, with the prize seemingly within their reach. It is time to make it happen. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So we're up and running.
The midfield three, Peter, I think are going to be key in this lineup because it's a very expansive system.
Yeah, it certainly looks a very front-footed approach.
It is, and with the front three, especially the wide men, running at and beyond the defence, there's going to be an awful lot asked of the midfield.
And he's decided to go for it. Oh, great effort, but he's produced a save to match.
Well, he's hit it well enough for me. I suppose it could be a deliberate attempt to just draw that defence out.
Algeria with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Terrific header! It's there!
Well, once more, it's him, and we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible.
A wonderful delivery, and all it needed was a touch.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Now it's Ronaldinho. Now it's Forlan. Van Bouten gets it away. Spread out to the left, and it's been played through. And the shot! Oh, that was nice, but not quite the end product required.
He did well there, held his run enough to ensure he didn't stray offside.
Dinks one through. Played out to the left flank. Just about within shooting range. It's their second corner of the game. And now they can clear their lines.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Oh, quality clearly deserted him at the crucial moment.
Well, that's down to
Mbappe! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
So, third corner of the game. And he's there to clear it. An audacious attempt! And that is doing no harm at all.
He just didn't catch that one right, and he knows it.
Belletti. Can he get on the end of this? Algeria, possession football, Jim, we're seeing plenty of it. What is it, though, that really makes it work?
Well, for me, what makes it work is the fact that everyone in this team has the courage to show for the ball. You can't shy away from it. You can't hide. You have to front up in a setup like this, and everyone is doing just that.
You make it sound so simple. Now it's Mbappe. Challenged just a bit on the firm side. Ronaldinho. Passes coming off in quick succession here. Can he get it through? Pass somewhat off target. Gabriel gets it clear. Now it's Batistuta. And the half-time whistle goes. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break. Paris Saint-Germain.
Just a quick reminder today. Please
Yeah, you don't get any points for stating the obvious, Peter, but thankfully this is still very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high and hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer.
Substitution for Algeria, number 6, Kvaratskhelia, number 7.
And the second half gets underway.
Number 13.
Well, I think in these circumstances it's all about...
That's rather hopeful.
Number 41.
Into the arms of the goalkeeper.
No, it's a fair attempt. I think he felt he could line one up there. The odds were never really in his favour.
Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. Here's found the way. It's Ronaldinho!
We'll simply have to tip his hat to the keeper here because that was a magnificent save.
And here's for Ronaldinho! Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
Beautifully worked to take the defence out of the picture, but there'll be no rush to see the replay on this.
Now then, the ball's come loose. And he's heaved it away. And again, they run up against stubborn defending. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Well,
Tries from a long way out. And that will sail harmlessly past.
well, it was an ambitious attempt, but it'll keep the defence on its toes at least.
Tries from distance. Albert Ferrer. Howson. Pedri. Plays a sharp little ball here. Oh, no joy this time.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
Oh, that's ambitious. Well, it was a chance, but meat and drink for the keeper.
Yeah, he's disappointed with himself, but at least his boss is applauding the effort he made.
Pedri.
They've been denied a chance to develop any rhythm in the passing department.
Now that's well seen too. That is ended up in no man's land. He's gone for goal. Howson. Finding their passes. Looking for the run. That is a great pick out. He's picked his way through. Oh, he's brought him down, and it is a penalty. And that is a huge moment in the context of the game.
Substitutions taking place.
So this to restore parity. A formality, we're level. A time for a cool head, and that is precisely what he showed.
Well, I'm not sure what body language the keeper was trying to read, but it didn't work.
Paris Saint-Germain grabbed the equaliser, and we're all square.
Well, needless to say, Peter, they're eager to get going, but you have to wonder how much these boys have left in the tank.
He's in a great position here. That ball looks a good one. And the finish! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Ronaldinho clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper. All the big boys are set for this. It's like land of the giants in there.
And he's taking no chances there.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Pass is just off target.
Well, they shouldn't be dawdling at this stage. They need to get the ball in the mixer and quickly.
Confirmation that there will be 2 minutes stoppage time. Oh, that is a nice touch. And the referee brings it to a close. A good watch, more than a good watch actually, certainly from a sporting perspective. It lacks winner of course, but the crowd largely satisfied. How would you summarise what we've seen today then, Jim?
Well, neither side could get over the line here, perhaps.
It has come to that time when everything is starting to fall into place. This a game of massive significance, potentially pivotal, very, very little margin for error. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. And we're underway.
Frank Rijkaard can really make his presence felt. A superb defender who became an iconic midfield anchorman.
What's more, a remarkably good strike rate, actually.
Very true, just another level of his expertise, Peter, but his reading of the game, for me, is masterful.
Roberto Carlos finding their passes. Rijkaard kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. Drop shoots! Really well taken goal. Messi is having a shot! And collective relief etched on the faces of the defenders.
Well, it wasn't the best pass, was it? The apologetic look says it all, really. He knows he could have got his team in real trouble then.
Works it forward. That has been cut short. He's a sharp little ball here. It is a corner. And we have our very first corner. He's got tall. It's gone in, and it is an own goal.
I've been there myself, and that's the last thing he wanted to happen. I really sympathise.
So one moment's crazy confusion, but they all count.
Listen, sometimes you need that little bit of luck in games like these.
And he's certainly onside here. Oh, super ball. Good challenge, excellent challenge. Bit of an appeal, but nothing doing. And here's Messi. Oh, that's superb. Albert Ferrer. And it's Vieira. Passes short and sharp. Schneider.
Paris Saint-Germain really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
He's big chance! No mistake! And there's the goal they've been looking for. It is a good finish. The odds were against him. Little matter.
Such a well-worked finish. It looked like he was going to be shut down, but he thrives in situations like that.
Fluminense are now luxuriating in a 2-goal lead.
The turning of the screw comes to mind, Peter. They've got them where they want them.
No, he's not getting past him there. Vieira with the foul. Pedri. Ronaldinho. And here's Forlan. Has a shot! It's bounced back off the post.
Okay, it didn't come off, but it was clever. A nice little dummy.
Looking for the run.
That's positional gold, the utilisation of space. Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Ronaldinho wriggles his way through. Knocks it into space. Forlan! And the keeper couldn't hold it. There's a goal! Deep into first half stoppage time, a crucial goal. Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Well, it still had to be finished off, so well done to the goal scorer, but the keeper should have done a lot better.
Paris Saint-Germain. And the referee brings the first half to a close. Well, the scoreline at half-time, a fair reflection of things overall, you'd have to say that. There was certainly no lack of effort or endeavour in the first half.
And we'd like to
It is quite a game, breathless and laced with excitement.
Well, I think the message from the manager at half-time will be pretty simple, Peter. He's going to want them to play at a higher tempo, press more, higher up the pitch, pass quicker, and entice the opposition out of position. He knows how crucial the next goal will be.
If you have just joined us, well, we've just begun the second period here.
Well, I think starting this half in a strong manner is essential, Peter, if you're chasing the game, which they are. You know, go with intent and purpose. Let your opponents know you're not just going to quietly bow down.
Drogba. Looking to pass their way through. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Khan breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball. So can they find a way to turn round this deficit? Pedri, a player so deservedly decorated with praise and glory. Now it's Ronaldinho. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Rivaldo. Out for a throw.
Substitution for Fluminense. Number 15, El Haj Diouf. Coming on the field is
Well, that looks a decent ball.
David Villa.
Cross to the back post.
That's good defensive concentration.
Well, that's a little loose. And this is Roberto Carlos. Nice control. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Can he get on the end of this? Nicely weighted ball.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
Messi, he's having a go! And that would have been game, set and match.
Oh, what a stunning save. Absolutely tremendous, and he's kept his team in it.
Number 9, Didier Drogba.
It's their second corner of the game.
Messi. Coming on the field.
They've played it short.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Belletti.
Substitution.
And it's Roberto Carlos. Mateus gets into a good position. Fluminense have their third corner. Howson getting this one clear. It is looking like the end. If anything's going to happen, it's got to happen now.
Look, their path is set. They have to take risks in every situation now.
Can he get it through? It's a pretty loose pass. Now this could be a chance. Oh, good take in a good area.
Paris Saint-Germain really can only do one thing now, Peter. Get the ball up front, make sure it sticks, and sustain some pressure.
Rivaldo. Rivaldo. He won't be happy with that one. And that's it. So that is it. The end of the road. So, Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
Well, what can I say, Peter? It seemed like the enormity of the task got the better of the players, and they never really got going. I know it can happen to even the best of us, but that
Hello everybody and welcome to...
So it is that time again. Every team looks to write its own special script. Moments like this are to be savoured. Hopes are high. A good start. That is what they all want. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. And already we're underway here. So Javier Zanetti, Jim, very little doubt, I suppose, that he will have a huge influence on the outcome today.
Absolutely, Peter. One of his teammates even said he was better than all of us put together, which goes to show how complete a player he actually is. When it comes to balancing attack and defence, I'm not sure there's ever been anyone better.
And he shoots! Stoichkov! Oh, wonderful!
Well, this is already looking rather ominous for the opposition. When a player of his calibre can open up the scoring with a brilliantly classy finish, it could be a very long match for that defence to prevent it happening again.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Celtic are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
Stoichkov! Fair attempt, just the wrong outcome.
Well, that's confidence for you. Distance doesn't even bother him.
And this is Forlan. Stood up well to him there.
Paris Saint-Germain really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
Well, there's your danger man, a title that is entirely justified. And here's Stoichkov. Rijkaard spots it and intercepts. Now it's Villa. Celtic have it back and can go again. Rijkaard did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Pedri, and he's worked it through. Batistuta receives it in a wide position. Batistuta's cross, and he was alert to it. Well, the runner's been sold a little bit short there.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
And this is Batistuta. That'll be a throw. Aimed beyond the defence. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Howson is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Oh, delightful ball.
Well, from experience, I can tell you he'll get a lot of stick for getting that one wrong.
Backward it goes. Plenty of appeals, but the referee is not interested. Oh, such a clever touch. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. That looks a decent ball. Khan claims comfortably. And the first 45 minutes are up. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff. Paris Saint-Germain.
And if you do have a chance...
Yeah, you don't get any points for stating the obvious, Peter, but thankfully this is still very savable. Keep things simple, keep the intensity high, and hope for an early goal. If that happens, it's a game changer.
And hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half.
Paris Saint-Germain really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. And Stoichkov! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Celtic with the corner, they're first. He rises! Sticks it away! A two-goal lead and they're firmly in control. Great corner, and he did the rest.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and met it perfectly.
So that's two now without reply.
The turning of the screw comes to mind, Peter. They've got them where they want them.
The message is clear, none shall pass.
There's no doubt it's a long way back, but they can at least give us something to believe the gap might be closed.
That's a good ball. And the shot! That was superb goalkeeping.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
It's their second corner of the game. That's really well cleared. Paris Saint-Germain have the chance to go the other way. Now it's Forlan. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. A probing pass. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Now it's Stoichkov. Now it's Villa. Looking for options for movement. And the assistant referee has his flag raised for offside.
Substitution for Paris Saint-Germain, number 8.
Well, there is some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change.
Well, you have to feel a little for the player being taken off here. I think he's been made the scapegoat after that, but I guess something had to be done. I suppose it's
Stoichkov! And collective relief etched on the faces of the defenders. Paris Saint-Germain still have the cards to affect this game. Caceres, the man that is tenacity personified. They've got to throw in.
Substitution for Paris Saint-Germain, number 13, Diego Forlan. Coming on the field is number 17.
Paris Saint-Germain have now used up all but one of their substitution windows. And here's Ronaldinho. Schneider. Real chance! And that's a real chance missed.
He's definitely playing with a lot more conviction. This team should look to him to produce the catalyst for a comeback.
Rafinha. Coming on to replace him is number 27, Serginho.
And now they can spring out of defence. Albert Ferrer wins the duel this time.
Well, this does not look promising, Peter. The least they can do is to give the crowd something to cheer about, but that might be difficult from here.
Chips it through. And he's managed to get free. Totti! Oh, it's hit the post! And that's gone behind for a goal kick.
Substitutions taking place.
Time for a change in personnel.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
And he's in on goal!
6 added minutes.
David
have been
Villa!
indicated.
It's gone in! He's put through his own net!
I've been there myself, and that's the last thing he wanted to happen. I really sympathise.
Fortuitous as it may have been, they all count one. Short changes him with that pass. Well read, nice interception. Albert Ferrer. Well seen, saw that coming.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Now it's Batistuta. And here's Totti. And that's aimed in, terrific header! Close, but time for no more. The whistle has gone. Paris Saint-Germain have very little in the way of excuses here. It has come to that time when everything is starting to fall into place. This a game of massive significance, potentially pivotal, very, very little margin for error. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So it's away we go then. So there he is, Wesley Sneijder, a terrific playmaker.
Yeah, one of the very best to emerge from that legendary Amsterdam production line. An old-style number 10 whose ability with the ball is the envy of many.
And is that his greatest strength, or is there more to him?
Well, without doubt, it's his tactical intelligence combined with his pinpoint precision. The guy is like clockwork. You have to have that if you want to play there.
Oh, good take in a good area. That's going to go a long way. That is a brilliant interception. Madrid have it back and can go again. Now that looks a decent ball. Knocks it into space.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
And it's O'Shea. Vitinha. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Now it's Olise! And he can clear it away. Marseille yet to have an attempt on goal. And here's Olise. That's an excellent interception. Danger averted for now. Not the most accurate pass. Nice bit of trickery. Olise. That's the keeper's ball. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
It's Inzaghi! Well, that wasn't too dissimilar to the previous attempt.
Well, the breakthrough hasn't come yet, Peter, but you do feel they're upping the ante here. They'll get their reward if they can stick at this.
Okazaki tries to cross. He's got tall. Goal! Marseille! A lovely header, but really it was all about the delivery.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
Marseille are in front now, the game's only goal.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now.
Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
He made it look a bit predictable.
And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And he cuts out the supply. And the whistle goes for half-time. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking.
I'd like to draw your attention
Marseille.
to the screen right now for information.
There's plenty of positives to take, despite the lead being so small, Peter. I think playing well, good energy. A little more composure up front, perhaps. That's not too much to ask.
Marseille can be fairly satisfied then. It's so far so good for them. And it's 1-0 at the break.
Substitution in progress.
Marseille carrying a one-goal lead. Now, can they get him away? Now it's Palmer. Oh, perfectly measured that. Okazaki. Rijkaard is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Looking to pass their way through. Aimed beyond the defence. Belletti. Madrid are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they? But real chance! It's a goal! They have hauled themselves right back into it.
Well, I always thought they had it in them, Peter. They upped the quality as needed, and once they got going, they were awfully hard to stop.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that. Well, this is to be expected, Peter. When you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing, the outcome should all come down to finishing.
Now it's Okazaki. Schneider. Now that's well seen too. No, that's been intercepted. And it's Gerrard. And this is Inzaghi. That's a shade optimistic. Rafinha. Now it's Villa. Oh, good spread. Oh, this looks sharp. No question, this is the man you want to get onto the end of things. And that's really well manoeuvred. Pass is just off target. Batistuta. And reclaimed it in a trice. Looking for the run.
Don't you just love the level of intensity here? Neither is prepared to back down, and to be honest, that's how it should be.
David Villa was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Palmer. Goal kick. No, I stand corrected, it's a corner. Marseille with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. Palmer! And no, he couldn't find the finish.
Palmer has delivered a really costly miss. It could have been their last chance to win it.
Marseille have their second corner now. And that has been knocked clear. And this is Okazaki. And now they can spring out of defence. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Schneider, great vision.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
2 minutes has been indicated.
Time added on will be 2 minutes. Albert. A good watch, a really good watch. Both sides toiling to try and outthink, outsmart each other. But it wasn't to be, and they're all square. Palmer picking up the Man of the Match award, and no surprise there.
Lost children's announcement.
So what do you take away from it all, Jim?
Marseille can always take more positives from a result like this. Yes, there is some tidying up to do,
Well, we're becoming used to scenes just like this in this endless festival of football, pitting just about everybody against everybody. Interest levels very, very high. In fact, it's only increasing as games carry more and more significance. No question, everyone here is in the mood. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. Well, if you did just miss it, we are up and running already.
This guy, Roberto Carlos, really is a unique player, Peter.
I don't think anyone would argue with that.
The pace, the power, the set pieces, the way he constantly surges forward.
And a fabulous urgency about everything he does.
That's exactly it.
Snyder! And he's there to clear it. Now this could be it's Ibrahimovic! Good first touch and almost as good a second.
Ibrahimovic brilliantly took control of that, which was exactly what the situation required.
Messi. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Oh, it's a promising build-up, this. Plenty of really nice passing. Now it's Roberto Carlos. Now there's a fine ball. He's having a shot! Goal! Borussia Dortmund! Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
Well, of course, it's great play to set him up, Peter, but you can't say the defence did themselves many favours then. They really should have picked him up sooner.
So, a breakthrough already. That is a jarring tackle, but apparently nothing wrong with it. Now it's Ibrahimovic. Now it's Okazaki.
Marseille really can't go chasing this game too soon. Any rash decisions now could see them lose it.
Donatoni. Now it's Ibrahimovic. And the pass is intercepted. He won't be happy with that one. Now it's Snyder. Roberto Carlos could try cutting inside here. Big chance! Oh, that is rather wayward.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back.
Can he get it through? Tries to pass it through. An instinct. A header!
I'll tell you, Peter, the keeper owes him big time there. He's lucky his mate was wide awake to that.
Substitutions taking place.
Time then for the first substitution of the game.
Well, he's going to inject a nice bit of pace into that front line, Peter, so I can see him making those runs in behind.
Oh, this looks sharp. Oh, that's a key interception. Out of play for a throw. Marseille can, of course, make a change whenever they choose. Great ball, and he's in. He's had a shot! And yes, it's there! Two to the good, and they are purring. Absolutely purring. A horrible blip, a situation utterly avoidable that has resulted. Nunez!
Can't be expected to deliver anything better than that. This is heroic keeping.
Messi. Donatoni. Over to the left. And the through ball. Now it's Ibrahimovic. No way through, so back it comes. Okazaki. And Rafinha.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long as the space left behind is filled.
Keeper's dealt with that. And that's really well manoeuvred. And that'll be the last act of the first half. Reflections on the first half?
Well, I think things have worked out pretty well so far, Peter. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think the manager has to resist change at this stage.
Areas within these grounds.
Well, I think they have to be positive despite the scoreline. The one thing they don't want to do, Peter, is give away an early goal. But they can't afford to get too cagey either. So attack with real devilment, go for that goal and see if they can unsettle them.
Nothing wrong with that tackle. Ball won cleanly. It's Snyder!
Substitution.
Time for a change in personnel. Marseille will have one further opportunity to make a substitution after this, their latest change. Rafinha. Now it's Rafinha. Hangs in across. Up he goes! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Borussia Dortmund with the corner, they're first. Howson can get it clear. Good ball, good take. Shot could be on. 60 minutes played. And now they can spring out of defence. And he's away. Now it's Darwin. Oh, what has happened? Shoots! Really well taken goal. He won't get many simpler than that, but he's certainly not complaining.
Such good movement. Some players have that natural ability to be in the right place at the right time. We've just seen the perfect example.
Well, it's an inspired substitution. Terrific move by the boss.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Marseille.
Well, there's a real sense that the momentum has shifted here, Peter, and the crowd are reacting to that now.
Oh, he's done very well to take that back.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away and eventually you might just get that little break.
They're coming again and again.
I think they just have to keep forward.
Oh, shooting chance! And it's hit the woodwork and out! Rafinha. Donadoni. Snyder.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Ronaldinho! Quite brilliant! Ronaldinho! About as smooth as it gets. Do not write them off. Back they come. You don't keep those out. He knew. He just knew.
Oh, it was a real beauty, Peter, and while many might have just lashed out at it, he took his time and he put it where very few can.
This has become one superb game of football.
Marseille really can sense it now. This game is theirs to win. They just need to step it up and force the issue.
No, that's been intercepted.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
4 added minutes has been indicated.
It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Rafinha puts his foot on the gas. He's shifting through the gears here. Ronaldinho! Oh, so close to what would have been a memorable goal.
Ronaldinho just backs himself every time. Give him a challenge and he'll rise to it. Well, they've got to get everyone forward and maybe even the keeper.
Rafinha plays it short. And it's Sneijder. Sneijder! Now, who's going to be first to this? And time is up. Decent game of football, that. Intense, intriguing. And both sides, as it turns out, unable to be separated. Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent, the atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury and this is Jim Beglin. A delight to have him on board.
Thanks, Peter. Hello, everybody. Ready to see what unfolds in this one now.
Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set.
We have already started here.
The midfield three, Peter, I think are going to be key in this lineup because it's a very expansive system.
Yeah, it certainly looks a very front-footed approach.
It is, and with the front three, especially the wide men, running at and beyond the defence, there's going to be an awful lot asked of the midfield. They have to supply those balls the attack can run onto, while at the same time make...
Big chance! Shapes to shoot! It's there!
Listen, the big names earn their reputations for precisely the reason we've just seen. They have a habit of making their presence felt, and here we are, early stages. He struck one, and he looks hungry for more.
And that really is so impressive.
Yeah, and having the thrust to get there is one thing, having the composure to score is another.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Kaká, decent chance! So just the one early goal to report so far. And the score is 1-0. They're back in possession and ready to go again. Look at the space here. It's Salah! That is decidedly lacking.
I just wonder what was on his mind there. Should have put his foot right through it.
Rijkaard. Howson. And it's gone back to the keeper. Berbatov. Aimed beyond the defence. Forlan. Ronaldinho. Great vision. And he welcomes it in. And he's having a shot! And yes, it's there! A quite incredible spell. They are flying. Calm, composed, confident. What a super goal.
Well, he's a defender's nightmare. You try to send him one way, and he just slips the other.
Paris Saint-Germain are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
Well, now's the time you can afford to be more daring, Peter. It may be tempting to sit on this, but I'd say go and grab a third.
Half an hour played now. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
And here's Ronaldinho. Now this could be a chance. And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Yeah, Peter, I think the smartest of reactions, and he just attacked the danger.
And this is Mohamed Salah.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Pedri. Paris Saint-Germain heading towards the half-time break. The wind very much in their sails. And it's Belletti. And it's Schneider. It's Pedri. That is good alertness. Dembele. And now the breakaway. Nedved. Great ball, and he's in here. And the shot! Oh, taken with style. With half-time at hand. Perfect timing. He does it all with an air of efficiency and simplicity.
Well, how cool was that? He was almost teasing the keeper then.
Minutes has been indicated.
Well, we have a very different game on our hands now, all of a sudden. This one's totally up for grabs.
Great chance! Kaká with the clearance. And there's the end of the first half. So we have here a genuinely competitive game with neither team truly in control. A single goal the difference at half-time. Caution certainly not on the agenda here from both sides.
Well, it's a lead that's by no means convincing. The manager can't go too easy on his players here. I think they need to re-establish that focus and try to lift the purpose again. They'll want a good start to the second half.
Paris Saint-Germain, very little in it. The score at half-time is 2-1. Nedved. Oh, it's Dembele. Well, that's beautifully weighted. He's got away. They've got a corner here. Barcelona with the corner. They're first. And it's been taken short. And this is Mohamed Salah. Tries a shot! Oh, how's that for a goal? A finish right from the top drawer. Barcelona are back in business. A truly wicked strike, nigh on perfection.
Oh, that's an incredible shot. The dip and the curl he managed to get on it. Impeccable technique, Peter. Absolutely impeccable.
This has become one superb game of football.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
And that has earned a few nods of approval from the bench. It's their second corner of the game. They've played it short. And this is Mohamed Salah. Not the most accurate pass. And now they can spring out of defence. Nice try, but he wasn't buying it. And it's Salah. Oh, he'll be annoyed with himself for not getting there. Almost an hour gone. He's on it, can he get away? Looking to pass their way through, and it's made its way to him. Nedved. Mohamed Salah, very much a man of this moment. Finding their passes. David Villa. Played into the middle. That should be the goalkeepers, and it is. And here's Forlan. That's a lovely, neat pass. Nedved, well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Koeman cuts out the pass. Mohamed Salah. Oh, Kaká! Goal! Barcelona! And the game is well and truly turned on its head. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even...
Oh, shooting chance! Deftly away. Kaká threads one in, and he's picked out the run. Oh, that's fabulous. Pedri. And they're back on the ball again. Now there's a fine ball. It's Salah! They've done it! Two to the good, and they are purring. Absolutely purring.
After 81
And that is about as cool as they come. He picked his spot expertly.
Well, Peter, I think the keeper knew straight away he was never going to get to it.
Barcelona take a 2-goal lead and are looking good for the win.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down. But they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here.
Tries to pass it through.
Belletti. Kaka.
Now it's Villa. And here's Ronaldinho.
4 added minutes has been indicated.
Nedved can see things others simply cannot. Howson gets over and intercepts. Koeman.
Belletti.
And there goes the final whistle. Paris Saint-Germain illustrating perfectly the fickle nature of football.